As the 20th anniversary celebration of our miniature environments, for fellowship we created Bag End, the two towers of course Helm's Deep, and now this is our third and final piece to celebrate the 20-year anniversary of the return of the King. And what better choice could it possibly be than creating the Grey Havens?
We decided to do the Grey Havens environment because it was the natural culmination of all the other environments that we've done. It's one of the final scenes in the movies, and we wanted to show the journey coming to an end.
It exemplifies everything that is beautiful about Middle-earth. The sunset, the seamless integration of elven architecture into the surrounding environment and landscape. And it's also a very strong, very poignant, emotional scene.
It's an emotional goodbye, but then it's also quite a satisfying, peaceful, beautiful end to an epic trilogy.
It's one of the more beautiful scenes in the Return of the King in my view.
When you're doing a sculptive environment, you have to get it really accurate because there's a definite reference.
We had behind-the-scenes photography, movie stills, concept illustrations from Alan Lee and John Howe, and we had access to the filming miniature.
We've actually gone down and digitally scanned the Grey Havens. Photographs are great, of course, but nothing can beat the ability to exactly place things as we've caught it within the scan.
Our 3D artists absolutely went to town on creating these beautiful buildings in this beautiful environment.
Charlotte Key was the primary sculptor on the Grey Havens, and Charlotte was assisted by Catherine Parr on the digital side.
I was lucky enough to work on the original bigature for the Grey Havens. It was one of the first projects that I worked on at Weta Workshop.
Charlotte only benefited from the fact that she had actually fabricated some of the miniatures on Grey Havens with her hands in the real world to then create the elements that she's had to produce digitally for this environment.
It was really useful to have Alan Lee's beautiful concept drawings to use as a reference tool, especially when it came to the pattern work and really sort of fine detailing on buildings, and so amazing to be able to look through all those beautiful hand drawings. Stunning.
There is so much detail, from brickwork, decorative engraving,
Filigree on top of stonework, on top of complex paving.
And different viaducts and bridges and wharves, and there's so much to look at.
Once the digital side was done, that was handed over to Shanti Costa, and he did the assembly of all the 3D components, as well as a lot of rock work, tree work, shrubbery work, and water work.
Once Shanti added the foliage, it's just like, whoa, like now it's really alive.
One of my favourite things is to think, where do people walk?
you can't help but put yourself in there.
These beautiful objects are not made by a few people, they're made by a large number of people. The research, the referencing, the sculpting, the modelling, the moulding, the casting, the painting, just the quality control that goes into it. It is a concerted effort by an amazingly dedicated and enthusiastic group of artisans.
It's one of my favourite scenes in the movie, one of my favourite scenes in the book, and seeing it fully painted in front of my eyes took me back immediately 20 years.
For me personally, it's kind of like a full circle, because it was one of the first projects I worked on. It's pretty mind-blowing.
Seeing the final results fills me with quite a complex set of emotions. We know that the story is almost over, and it reminds me of those beautiful days building the original miniature. Hopefully for fans like ourselves will recapture some of that emotion through this lovely lovely environment that's been created by the team here.